I was sitting here. I'm still playing it. Okay, so here we go. Brand new edition 2024 for the first time this year. Wes here. We're back. Dirt racing in the Bluegrass Live, presented by Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. I'll say this. I'll go as far as to say we're halfway, maybe less than halfway ready to do anything, but mainly just wanted to jump on here and test some equipment, some new stuff we've got for the new season. And already, Wes, right off the bat, I'm just going to warn everybody, Wes's Wi-Fi's out at the house. He's on cell signal, and he's got T-Mobile.
Yeah, so there's already 2.5 strikes against me, and I only get 3. So.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, as if it couldn't be bad enough, though. Let's just be honest. Wes, he's using a cell phone it's T-Mobile, and you already can't call him, have a 5-minute conversation on the phone without it cutting off. And
I always
keep
putting a quarter in.
Yeah, I always tell him he forgot to put the other quarter in. He cut him off. So we'll just see how this goes. But like I said, just really wanted to get on here and kind of touch base with everybody, man. It's been a long off season and cold. It's dead in the middle of winter right now. But we need to get on here and talk about some dirt racing.
Absolutely. I'm just tickled to get on here and just get back. It's 2024, and racing season is already a buzz, and we're just ready to go.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Racing season is already a buzz. Watching what's going on down at Volusia this week. Of course, had the Wild West shootout last week. I almost said the Worldwide West shootout. Yeah, that's not it. But you had that, and then you've got Volusia going on this week. Man, how about that first night? I didn't catch last night. You may have. Just catch me up on that if you did. But that first night at Volusia, man, like everybody talks about Volusia, the racing's not always the best. And right out the gate, what a race there, night one, which I guess was technically night two, but.
Yeah, it sucked. Thursday night was rained out. We was all excited. You and I was talking. We was watching it, and then boom, Mother Nature wins Thursday night. So that kind of sucked. But Friday night was really good. What a race! 2, 3, sometimes 4 wide racing. And you hit the nail on the head. A lot of times people talk, Volusia's not that racy, half-mile track. But now Friday night was awesome. Last night was really good too. Unfortunately, I had Wi-Fi issues again. Heck, I even missed the UK game.
Yeah.
And so by the time I got everything back situated, then I ended up falling asleep, so I missed the features. But heard it was another dandy. And so Friday night, Devin Moran, the mailman, wins. And then last night, Hudson O'Neill wins. So just exciting to get going with the I guess it's trying to think what that Sunshine Nationals was what that little swing was called. And World Outlaws, 604 crates and 602 crates. So you can't get no better than that as far as late models go.
Not as far as late models go, for sure. I'll have to agree with you there. It was, it's definitely been a whole lot of fun, and like I said, I just think it's cool to see because last year overall racing was really good, but year before that you had a lot of talk about big races, especially the Crown Jewels and stuff, and late model racing, a lot of train races. The races just weren't as good, and so it's good to see come right out of the gate 2024 and get things started with a bang down there in Florida. Wes, I know you're going to be coming up here and just not far from now. You're going to be down at East Bay. You're planning on making your first trip to East Bay too. I've been there one time and hate to see that place shutting down, but I'm glad you're going to get to go down there and see it before it does.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. That's the plan, and it's basically here. So really, really looking forward to going to East Bay, and I know they'll kick off. I believe kind of the first of the week. Lucas will they'll start out with I guess Golden Isles, and then make their way down. Also, the uh, crate racing USA, I believe they'll start down there as well. So I know a lot of our Kentucky guys have made the trip to Florida, and some more
Mm-hmm.
are headed down. Saw Brian Smith, Daniel Dial. Um, let's see, Vineyard.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else I saw that was down there at Volusia.
Yeah,
Uh,
not one there. Brian Smith and Vineyard tangled lap one, and
yeah,
so hated to see that. But
I know it. Trying to think. I don't want to leave anybody out. I know. I know Jimmy Smith is headed down to East Bay, and I'd say some of
yeah,
those guys probably that's already went to Volusia. They'll stay. They'll stay and go to East Bay.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
When they get everything kicked off. But man, just so good to be on here. I've missed this.
yeah, yeah. I have too.
It
And yeah,
seems like it's been an eternity since we've been on and had a show, but just tickled to death to be on here and get 2024 rolling in the right direction.
yeah, I mean, we just kind of threw this together earlier today. We've got a big show coming up on Friday night. I want to talk about that some more here in just a little bit, but we're going to be at Cornet Racing Engines there. We're calling a little mini podcast series to get before race season starts up, the road to race day, West, leading up to racing firing up here in the state of Kentucky. Going to interview some people involved in the sport and just talk about the past, present, and future of our sport. Going to be there with Jack Cornett coming up on Friday night there at Cornet Racing Engines. That's going to be a lot of fun. But we just threw this thing together here last second. I called you earlier today, said I need to test some equipment, Wes. Can you jump on there with me for just a few minutes? We've got a lot of people on here already, just an
Yeah,
impromptu last minute thing.
yes, it's great to see 45, 50 people on. Maybe there'll be more, but this was just an impromptu deal. I said, hey, just get it out there, let everybody know. Main thing was just wanted to test some equipment that we'd got, and everybody's just as eager as we are, and it's good to see y'all on, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's talk just a little bit about our plans for the upcoming year. Honestly, I think a whole lot of more of the same of what we did last year. I think it's so cool. We started this thing, and like we've said several times, didn't really know what to expect or if anybody would be interested in watching, if it would take off at all. But last year. It just staggering, man. Like, it's crazy to see the numbers. We reached 1.2 million people on dirt racing in the Bluegrass Live. I mean, that's just insane. Neither one of us would have thought that, but it's a cool thing for the state of Kentucky. I mean, how awesome is that?
It's astronomical numbers, and it's great for the state of Kentucky and to show off our racetracks, our drivers, our fans. I mean, just our promoters, our series, just to get that rolling. It's blew up, and I know neither one of us would have thought that. And now, we're going to even expand it more this year in 2024 to even bigger and better with regional and national stuff, and I just can't wait, little buddy. I'm ready.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't wait either. And I don't want anyone to confuse that, saying that with, this is always going to be a Kentucky-based thing. But, just like the two of us, there's a lot of people here in the state that like to talk about the regional and the national stuff too. And we want to just kind of throw some of that in there because we're all the time watching it, whether it's on Flow or Dirt Vision or wherever, or maybe going to a race here and there. But just to sort of expand our reach a little bit, which will in turn help really everybody, fans here, tracks, drivers, everybody,
Absolutely.
talk about a
Yeah,
little bit of all of it.
we're first and foremost local. Our local tracks, our local drivers. First and foremost, we're Kentucky. We're not getting away from the Bluegrass State. That'll be our number one. Our number one pool and what we cover first. But it is good to get to the regional and national stuff, because just like you said, we watch that, and we go to races outside of the state, and to also cover some Lucas and World Outlaw stuff is really cool. And
Mhm.
when we can get to do that stuff, that's just bigger and better things for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's bigger, it's better for everybody, and it'll be a whole lot of fun too. Like I said, just adding a little bit more to the show by doing that. So as far as what we're going to do this year, I mean, like I said, really a lot more of the same. I mean, I do want to make sure we get plenty of opportunities where we can get some of our drivers on here, and just talk to our drivers, more of them. Someone mentioned on a post a couple of weeks ago that I put out about what do you want to see more of in the upcoming racing season, and one of the biggest things they said was we want to hear from drivers, not just the ones that run up front, but the ones that run in the back too. I think that's always been something that's been important to us as well, Wes. But yeah, I mean, we want to do more of that, honestly.
Yeah, and it's just we've we've mentioned it time and time again. Just our pit walks when we would be at racetracks, and getting to talk to drivers and their kids, and uh, their girlfriends, their wives, um, you know fans just in the grandstands, in the pits, and that's what
Yeah.
it's all about. And that's what we want to do, and especially to showcase our drivers and our tracks, and really just show how good we've got it here in the state of Kentucky. And that's our goal. That's what we want to do, and that's what the fans want. The interviews and the interaction. That's where it's at.
Yeah, yeah, it really is, and one thing that we're going to do a little bit different this year than what we did last year is we're gonna continue with our sponsorships, our advertising opportunities here on the podcast. That really helps us to be able to grow this, buy new equipment, get up and down the road, and go to new places, and as many places as we can. The one thing we're going to do a little bit different this year than what we did last year, though, is we're not going to do sponsorships for our racetracks, and really, I mean, the reason for that is simple. To be honest with you, I've never, that last year was really the first year that we honestly ever took any money from racetracks, and never that's never really something that's been a goal of mine. It's to have racetracks provide anything when it comes to funds. I think if we can get that from other avenues and create other ways of different sources of income, and because our racetracks are good to us, as far as providing media credentials and all those things. And then the other part of it is we want to be able to cover all of our racetracks as much as we can, every track in the state of Kentucky and throughout the region and the nation, really. And so it'll give us a better opportunity to do that. At the same time, Wes, we do appreciate the help of our tracks. It means a lot to us. It truly does.
It does. It means the world to both of us to have that. The media credentials, and just being able to work with each of those is just really special. And we just we just want to be able to work with them, and do similar to the same stuff that we did last year. But um, we want to do that, but not have the sponsorship money, and as you mentioned, we're just looking for other sponsors, to step up, and you've got different platforms that they can sponsor is going to be really cool. Um, so that's what we're looking forward to, here in 2024.
Yeah, I mean they've got other places they can put their money and toward drivers and purses and all that kind of stuff that'll do them a lot better than paying a few $100s to our podcast. Another part of it was like last year. I mean we both work. We've got families. I can tell you I'm probably not going to be able to attend as many races personally as I did last year, and toward the end of the year I didn't get to go to as many as I wanted to then, probably even less now, and I don't necessarily I don't want to I don't feel good about not being able to get to all of these places as much as I would like to be able to, and we want to support them all, not just a handful, but every single one of them as much as we can. And I think that'll give us a better opportunity to be able to do that for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
One of those really deals where um, we raced all over the state and all over the country, and you just never know if it is fortunate to make all of those that you fail. So hopefully we can, and we're going to try our best. But like you said, we both have families and jobs that keep us busy too. So we're going to really try to make it to as many races as we can.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about a couple of things this off season that we've seen here, just recently. Starting with, man, I don't know going into this year if we have had as many big time super late model races as we're going to see in the state of Kentucky this year, just across the board, and been a action packed couple of weeks here just lately, seeing new races and additions to these schedules coming out. Some really exciting stuff to come for super late model fans in 2024.
Yeah, and just tracks working together in general.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. With other classes, but especially seeing some big super late model races. Um, just kind of hitting the schedules the last week or so is really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it is. You look just this last week or so is announced that the ultimate Heart of America series would be going to Rockcastle and Thunder Mountain all in the same weekend, and they've got Richmond and then Paducah. There's a 4 race stretch right there just in July that I know about. That's a full Kentucky swing right there for them, staying in the 4 different tracks right here in the state of Kentucky. So, just going to be a huge year. Of course, Lucas Oil and World of Outlaws both going to be back in the state of Kentucky multiple times this year, with Lucas, of course, being a couple times there at Florence, and then Ponderosa with a couple of those shows. I mean, like Cumberland's got some huge shows. So if you're a super late model fan, you're in for a treat in 2024 for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's you hit the nail on the head, man, and really, really looking forward to that, and just cool to see the new news, come out with Ultimate Heart of America, and that's awesome to see super late models coming to Rockcastle and Thunder Mountain in 2024. Really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it is. I'm with you. The other big thing I wanted to talk about, and this not really new news, but man, I said all last year, there were certain people that I was begging every conversation I had. Let's go Crown Vics, bring in Crown Vics, add Crown Vics. This is true. I was all about it. I knew if we could get that class going, it would be a really good support class for our local tracks around here. Several of those tracks have already jumped on board with them. I think there's going to be a bunch of Crown Vics this year, Wes, and I'm looking, and I know there's people out there that say it ain't gonna work. It's gonna be just like every other class. I'm looking forward to Crown Vics in 2024. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I want to see 40 of them at every track, and I really think we might see at least 30.
Yeah, that's going to be cool for 2024. I know Rockcastle. I think they're gonna have them. Did I see Thunder Mountain, Lake Cumberland? Um, we already know
Richmond,
Richmond. Yeah,
yeah,
Florence has them, and also Brownstown, and that's not too far. Up the road that even those cars could come down and run here in central and southeastern Kentucky. So that would be awesome
it would. Yep.
to see some, and it could develop into some really big races for those Crown Vics, and who knows how many cars you could get to show up. I know there's quite a few people building those cars over the winter, and looking forward to that class in 24.
Yeah, I am too. I think it'll be maybe bigger than we even imagined it being. So, and I've said for so long, our racetracks around here locally just honestly they need a good support class that bringing in a lot of cars to the pits and people to the pits and helping to pay some of that payout, because a lot of times people don't realize this, but it's those support classes that end up helping pay a big chunk of the purse for the late models, for example. So it really
Yeah,
means a lot to these racetracks. So I think it'll be a good thing for sure. Someone mentioned there just a second ago 191. Yeah, I saw 191 Speedways. They're going to have the Southern All Stars in September. So add Southern All Stars to the list. I know Hunt the Front's going to be at Lake Cumberland. What are some other series? That's let's see, Valvoline, Ironman, going to be at Mud Lick. Already saw that. They're still working on their schedule, but just you talk about late model series. I think we just about got them all.
yeah. I think also Ultimate Heart of America is going to go to Mountain Motor. I think I saw that on the schedule as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
just going to be a great year. 24 is going
yeah,
to be as big as 2023 was. On paper, 2024 is going to be that much better.
yeah. It definitely will be. That's for sure. So we're looking forward to all of it, and can't wait for it to get going. This snow to melt. I'm sick and tired of being stuck in the house or feeling like I'm stuck in the house because it's 7 degrees outside and don't want to step outside. I'm ready for race season, so can't get here soon enough.
Well, it was great to get to watch the Wild West Shootout, and then also the Sunshine Nationals there at Volusia. Um, we need to make a trip to Vado. We need to go out there sometime.
Yeah,
'Cause that's just a man. The racing there is over the last couple of years, and this year was no different. Just great racing.
we need to make a trip to the Dome, man. Like that's the one. I think there's no chance, some way somehow we've got to figure out next year a way to get to the Dome.
And
Uh,
that'd be a birthday present for both of us because we're
yeah,
both December babies. Um,
yeah.
let's make it happen. Um, I don't know. I was trying to think of a cool slogan or catchphrase, but the dome or bust in 2024 for jumping Josh and Worldwide West.
Yeah, the Dome or bust. That sounds about right. Of course, we've got to have our north south trip, and we've got to have our World 100 trip. We can't go without those two. So we're gonna have to figure out a way we can add another racing trip to our agenda for 2024. Because I really want to go to the Dome. Watching it on TV this year, I'm thinking, man, that's just such a unique environment there, and it's definitely one we've got to check it out.
I've talked to so many of my racing buddies that's their favorite race of the year. I mean, they
Yeah.
wait 12 months to get to the dome and go to St. Louis in December, and they
Hmm.
said the atmosphere, it's the best race of the year. And I've heard that from multiple people, and I'm like, better than North South 100, better than
Yeah.
World Finals, better than the World 100. They're like, absolutely. And there's one right now chiming on. Chase Swafford has said for probably the last 5 years that's his favorite race of the year. And
Yeah.
he goes over the country just like we do.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah.
um, I mean, we got
Someone
to
else said
happen.
yeah, someone else said the PDC. I think about Fairbury. We've said this for a few years. I'd love to just go out there and hit both of those tracks. Some of those Midwest tracks out in Illinois, out in that part of the country. Seen them on TV my whole life, but man, I'd love to hit out that. Some of those racetracks too. Some summer national stuff would even be a whole lot of fun. That's one thing that I want to try to do this year is just not maybe even regionally, but just to try to go to some tracks that I didn't get to go to this year.
Yeah, I
So
would.
that's
And that's always a goal of ours is to try to hit a new track each and every year.
hmm
At one, but we'll take multiple new tracks each year, um, for sure.
yeah. Well, we'll move on, and I want to talk here in just a minute. I do want to talk a little bit more about Friday night, what we're going to be doing over there, and then we'll jump off here this impromptu show that we had going. Mainly because if I don't, my laptop's gonna die. This MacBook's gonna go dead on me, and then you'll be left stranded all alone. Which I feel like you could handle it. It'd be no problem. But I don't want to leave you. I don't want to leave you hanging. So,
Right.
what's one thing? And I'll give one too. But what's one thing? If you could pick just one thing that you're looking forward to most this year.
Just getting back, just getting back to our tracks and just seeing all of our drivers, all of our fans, the friendships that we have made last year, and it's friendships that are they're friends, but they're more like family.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we touched on that several times last year, but that has just been so special. And even our little racing deal with our Battle of the Bluegrass World of Outlaws series that we've been racing,
Yeah.
this fall and winter. Got to give a shout out to those guys, and that's just
Mm-hmm.
really cool.
Yeah.
My one thing is getting back to the tracks and seeing our racing family, and getting 2024 started. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of saying along the same lines there. To be honest with you, I was kind of thinking that almost the exact same thing. But yeah, you mentioned that little Battle of the Bluegrass series. We PS4 World of Outlaws dirt racing game. It really has. It's been a lot of fun, and I thought, when we first started that, would just be another way for some of us here already listening to the podcast just to stay connected throughout the winter months. And it has been a lot of fun. But Wes, let's just be honest. It's really been it's been about who can like run second. I mean, if you don't get lapped by Jaden Yoakum, you're doing good. I mean, that's kind of where we're at. If Jaden Yoakum doesn't lap the field every race, we can all feel good about the race. I mean, that's kind of where it's at. I think we should probably just go ahead and cut him the check and give him the trophy because it's just a matter of not
Well,
going a lap down.
here's the thing. I've said this time and time again, but here's another instance. It's kind of like when Scott Bloomquist was in his heyday. You knew everybody was running for second through 24th. Well,
Yeah.
16 cars starting field. Basically, you're running for second through 16th and trying not to get lapped multiple times. when
Yeah.
he got track. So I
Yeah.
don't want his head to swell up any, but let's see him in a car this season. I don't care what it is, if it's a front wheel drive or a super late model. I want to see that boy in a race car on our dirt tracks across the state,
Hmm.
and let's see if he's as good in real life as he is on that game, because we can't ain't nobody can touch him on that game.
Well, Jaden, don't worry. It's honestly driving a race car. It's just like the video game. I mean, honestly, it is. There's literally no difference. Just go out there and do what you do on the game. Just drive it like you do on the video game. You'll be all right. It's the exact same thing. So, I
Yeah.
imagine he'll probably be just lapping everybody at 191 too, just putting it on the wall. The only difference is Jaden has this little, like sometimes he'll hit the wall and his car just goes ghosted, like clear. And if he can figure out how to do that in a real race car, he'll have it made. And I think he's probably got it figured out.
Yeah.
He can do it.
Yeah. Well, it's all good. We won't stay on that topic very often, but it's just that's been fun, to stay connected and race on there. And heck, we raced Fireberry this morning and had a blast. So
Yeah, I'll get off that topic, but I do have to mention one other thing. You got off today. We run our series race, and we all stayed on, and we just kind of met playing around there and doing some other races. And Taylor Hammonds is all he does. He brags, if we could run modifieds, I will win. I'll win. Modifieds are my thing. That's all I heard. So I got tired of hearing it, and I finally said, Taylor, $20. Let's go to Lincoln. Run your modified. Let's go run them. I'll beat you. $20 to the. We'll bet 20. But put $20 on it. So he agreed to it, and we went to Lincoln, and we run wheel to wheel the whole race. I mean, 16 laps, I think it was, something like that. Wheel to wheel. Going into turn 4, I dumped him, Wes. I had to do it. $20.
20
I
bucks.
dumped him.
You dumped him for the
Yeah,
win.
I dumped him.
But
$20 is $20.
I can guarantee if that was in real life, you got a fight on your hands. Taylor's running through the pits 100 mile an hour.
Yeah. He's running 80 mile an hour on that four-wheeler trying to get out of the place is what he'd be doing. Yeah. No, Taylor's a good buddy of mine. Of course, I didn't take his $20. That's what I do when I bet people. If I win, I just let them keep their money. I don't know if I've ever bet anybody and actually took their money. I should probably change that. I might make some someday, but no, I don't take their money. But
well,
yeah,
we went to you won the steak dinner challenge this year.
Yeah.
And me being in typical Worldwide West fashion, was going to buy your meal, and somebody took and paid for it before we could even get to the cash register. So it worked out. We appreciate whoever done that, and but
yeah, I know. We get there, and I'm like, hey, finally, I win the steak dinner challenge. Wes is going to have to buy my steak. And you're exactly right. In typical Worldwide West fashion, we get there, we see some people there we know, go to pay, and somebody's already paid the bill. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This man doesn't even he don't even have to pay his own bet. So, and it wasn't even a steak, but it was some good food, some wings. I almost take some. It was good.
We ate well that day, and it was still good. It wasn't a steak, but got to give a shout out to Wings and Rings of Somerset. That was good food that day.
Yeah, it was real good, and a good time. Business planning for the new year, and
yeah.
We watched the Kentucky football game, the bowl game, heartbreaking loss to Clemson there, same day, buddy. We got a lot done that day at Buffalo Wings and Rings. So it was good. Well, coming up Friday, we'll kind of end our impromptu podcast episode here with our first episode of the road series with coordinating. And that when you've been looking forward to this for a long time and wanting to put this together, we finally made it happen. It's gonna be coming up here on Friday night, and really looking forward to that.
I lost you there for just a second, Josh.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
done a
know.
disappearing act. That's all right. No, I just said I know you've been looking forward to that, going to Cornet Racing Engines on
Yeah,
Friday.
this has kind of been in the works for a couple months, and it's something that we'll touch on during the actual show. But you got to look at the history of Cornet Racing Engines and even what it's doing still yet today and in the future. Out of Somerset, Kentucky, and the product that Jack and his team puts out is amazing. And you look at the drivers across the country that use his motors, and just a cool deal. And like I said, something that I've been working on and putting together, and we're just really, really looking forward to Friday night and going and showcasing that company, and what they mean to Somerset, but also the state of Kentucky and the dirt racing world, with the great motors that they build there. Just can't wait. Friday's going
Yeah.
to be really, really cool, and hoping everybody tunes in for that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about, like, Jack Cornett. As long as he's been around, it's just such a cool thing, and really driving up there to the place, and no one was there. We went up after we ate our meal there that day to see them, and they were closed for the day, but just sort of looking in the windows there and seeing the trophies and stuff in there, and it's just kind of crazy to think about all the just how big in the dirt late model racing world, and just dirt racing world in general, Cornet Racing Engines is, and it's right here in Somerset, Kentucky. And I'm looking forward to just hearing the stories that Jack will have for us, and just in his time and his involvement in racing, and I just think it'll be a really good conversation about the history of racing and his accomplishments, and all the successes that he's had. Just an awesome thing to think about. Just an engine builder of that magnitude being right here at home.
Yeah, and just the stories, but to also kind of talk of the past, the present, and then the future. And what better one to talk to than Jack Cornett? So
Yeah.
a huge figure in the racing world, and just really, really looking forward to Friday night.
Yeah, I am too. And we'll have some other episodes coming up as well. Similar to that, we want to talk to some other folks who've been deeply involved in our sport, and get some more of those conversations going leading up to race season, man. Because you know what, it seems like forever away, but it'll be here before we know it. So all you drivers out there, get to work on those cars. We can't wait to see you. By the time April gets here, it'll be wide open, man. We'll be at the racetrack where we all belong. So can't wait.
Yeah, just another thing we want to hit on before we get off of here. Just go through our sponsorship opportunities, Josh, and if anybody's interested out there, share this out, get a hold of the page, or myself or Josh, and if you all are interested, but kind of let the viewers know what we got going on for 2024, Josh.
Yeah, we definitely need to touch on that real quick, and I'm glad you mentioned that. So we've got several openings still here on the podcast. We decided to do things just a little bit different than what we had done last year. We had several sponsors and very appreciative of each and every one of them. This year we decided, in order to be able to do a better job for the people that we've got on our show, we wanted to limit our opportunities to only 7 spots. That way we've got plenty of time to talk about each one of our advertisers. We've got plenty of room on the screen and all that good stuff, because I do believe with the amount of people we're reaching right now, we can truly help certain businesses out there to grow their businesses, and it's an opportunity for us to be able to grow together. So we've got Bluegrass Restoration and Construction right now back on board again this season as our presenting sponsor. We certainly appreciate them. We've got Wayne's Auto Repair. They're gonna. I would have had them on the screen, but I don't have a logo yet. We'll get all that figured out in the days to come. But they're going to be our guest segment sponsor. So if every episode we're going to have a guest on. Driver, whoever that might be, it'll be sponsored by Wayne's Auto Repair. We've got several others we've talked to that are interested and waiting. They'll get back with us here in the next week or so. But we've still got a studio sponsor, so that would be basically same as I did last year. Welcome to the whatever business that might be, studio. We'll talk about those businesses and really highlight them. Looking for businesses that can advertise to the dirt racing community. Some people that, like I said, we can help. We've got the Steak Dinner Pick'em Challenge. We're going to that's one of the favorite segments here on our podcast. So we'll let someone sponsor that. The hotline for our phone line. We need a sponsor for that. So several really good opportunities there. And the good thing about all these sponsorship advertising opportunities is several times throughout the show there's going to be points where we talk about each of them multiple times. So really a lot of bang for your buck with all these advertising opportunities. So any business interested, please reach out to us. We'd love to work with you.
Yeah, and another thing, when we go to these tracks across the state and in the region, or if we go to some national shows, and anytime we talk on here or do some interviews from the track or shows or whatever, we will give shout outs and talk about your business. And it's huge. And the amount of people that see this, if they don't watch it live, they see it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Facebook. It's crazy. The amount of people that are seeing this platform, and it'll be good for any business, especially in the, if you deal with anything in the racing community, or especially central and southeastern Kentucky. So definitely hit us up if you're interested, and we would love to work with you.
Yeah, like I said, just let us know. I've got all kinds of information I can send to you too about exactly what you get for the sponsorship. Like I said, there's a lot of ways we're looking to be able to help businesses who advertise with us this year. So that's important to us. We want to make sure we're giving them, we're making it worth their money and their time, because I know money's hard to come by, and we all work hard for it. So we want to make sure we're putting it to work for you. So let us know if you're interested in that. We would greatly appreciate it, for sure. So, well, Wes, it's been fun, man. Unplanned, but it's been a whole lot of fun talking about what's to come here in 2024. We'll be back on here on Friday night. Looking forward to it. I'll see everyone then. Friday night, Cornet Racing Engines be live right here on Facebook. The event's already created, so go and tell us you're going to it, or put on there that you're interested, and you'll get a notification when we go live. Let's get about 500 people on there on Friday night. We'll set a new record. How's that sound?
Absolutely. We will be live from Cornet Racing Engines on Friday night, and we will be right here on Facebook Live. So really, really looking forward to it. And thank you all for coming on and watching this tonight on our little impromptu show, just to work on some things with our new equipment. But so good to see, you know, almost 60, 70 people on here tonight. So thank you to everyone, and we're really, really ready to get 2024 going.
Yeah, buddy. Sounds good. Well, we'll see everybody on Friday.
All right, y'all have a good night.